Hey, what's up, fellas? It is the 22nd of August. I've kind of got the pool under control, but if it rains a bunch more, we might have a little bit of drama here in El Paso. I cannot tell you. After the rain, um, I'll show you the sky here. Is just really pretty. White clouds, blue sky. The mountains up there. I'm just coming to shut the pool off. It's cycled through. I don't know if you guys know much about pools, but well, we're almost up to 18 psi, so I'll clean it out tomorrow. But man, I can't tell you. This is probably some of my favorite times of the year. Man, they're still dew in the grass. The yard's trying to come in, but hey, I know how to fix it now, so that's that. Want to talk to you about, and I'll just, I'm not sure if his mother will let me use his name. Let me see if these slippers are the same or not. You know what? I'll go inside. There's a young man. He's 13 years old. He's one of my wife's lifelong friends, and he is a son, the only child of this woman who is a single mother, and she comes from Juarez, and she comes from a very, very tough life. Um, she got involved with a bad guy, and yeah, there are bad men out there, and to say that there aren't fucking bad men out there is a disservice to the men go their own way effort. Um, so, anyways, I think it was Saturday. Uh, I went and made an appearance at one of my wife's friends' house party, um, and this young man was there, and I was shocked. His mother is maybe 5 foot tall. This guy's already 5'6", 5'7" at 13 years old. Anyways, all that to say. And I asked him. I said, "Hey man, how you doing da da da?" He's very quiet, very demure. He wasn't feminine, but he had. Do you know you can tell somebody has a good physical structure? He had a fucking thick neck. He had pretty good shoulders. And I asked him, "Hey, what do you do? Do you take care of yourself? Do you know how to fight and this kind of stuff?" And anyways, we're going on and on and on. This kid sat on the couch all by himself, and there were other kids there playing on his little phone. Didn't cause any trouble, didn't say anything else. So I go over there, and we've been there probably an hour and a half. And I was like, "Hey," oh, I almost said his name. "Hey, young man, would you like something to drink?" "No, sir, I'm okay." And I was like, "Wow, he just said no, sir." Oh, wow. So I was like, I waited another 15 minutes. I looked over there, and I didn't say anything. I got up and I got one of those solo cups, the red cups, filled it full of ice, and I got out of the fridge one of the 12-ounce cans of Coca-Cola. I didn't say anything to him. I didn't look him in the eye. I just walked over, set the cup down, set the soda down, went back. Didn't say anything to him or any of the other kids. Went back, and then the other kids had like, he's all over in the corner. Anyway, just stop for him. He's just sitting by himself. He's not causing any problems anyway. So I go and I sit down and I look over my wife. My wife elbows me like this, right? And I cannot tell you. His mother looked over at me like, and she gave me the big. I don't. You know how guys would go, or they go. How do they go? They go. I got the official head nod. So maybe by the time I got back and sit down, he opened the soda, poured it in a glass of ice, and was drinking it. It's just hilarious. Um, I don't know how many of you will ever get to see any of my content, but there is a vast difference in the way some of us grow up. And just because you grow up poor doesn't mean you have to be a bad guy or a gangster and stuff like that. I know many, many young men like this young man. He's humble, he's quiet. So, anyways, we get to the point, and I go over, and part of the thing about us older guys helping younger guys is you have to treat this young man should have already gone through a crucible, which means where he is sat down and somebody tells him to his face, hey, you're not a little boy anymore. And your job is to protect. And the only person you need to be concerned about is protecting your mother now. And I told him, I said, and I'll tell you the exact same. I just told him that. And then I said, you're responsible for taking care of your mother. She feeds you, she clothes you, she's out here by herself. You're bigger and taller than she is. And I asked him, hey, how many push-ups do you do a day? He's like, oh, what do you mean? And I'm like, push-ups don't cost you anything. How many push-ups can you do right now? He said, well, he's embarrassed. So anyways, I said, you know what? And then I finally told him, I said, I'm going to ask you first, and then I'm going to ask your mother if it's okay. And I said, I want to take some time out of my life to teach you how to fight. And he seemed very confused, and he said, well, I go to a karate class. And I was like, okay, how many times do you go? I go for 30 minutes on Saturday. And I was like, okay, is it Japanese karate? Is it Okinawan karate? And he's like, oh, no. We just sit around and we stretch for 30 minutes, and then they come and get us. It was like that. Anyways, and I said, all right, listen, I want to take some time and show you how to use a knife and a gun and a rifle and a shotgun, which is an escopete, rifle, cuchillo, just those things. He speaks good English, and I speak Spanish. I speak Spanglish. So, and I asked him, and I said, I'm asking you. I'm not telling you. I'm not going to charge anything. I just want to help you out. So, and that's important for us as older men to let younger men know that they have a decision to make. It's not somebody just trying to run them over and tell them you're going to do this. You can't do that to young men all the time. They'll fucking rebel, and you have to give them some respect so they know what to expect as they age and how to treat other people when they interact with them. So, anyways, uh, he said, yes, I would like that a lot. And, I was very somber, and I talked to him. We were just the two of us. And then I went up and I sat down, and about half an hour later, my wife and, oh, I almost said her name, his mother came in. And I said, hey, look, I spoke to your son. I want to help him learn how to box and do Muay Thai and use a gun and a knife and a shotgun. Just want him to be able to protect the people that he loves, and he needs to learn how to fight because you in real life. I know this may come to a shock for most of you women, but in real life, you can't call timeout. You can't hit the reset button. Now, wait, I'm not ready. Fuck God. Anyway, so, and she got a little tear in her eye, and I asked her. I don't know if I believe in being formal with some of those things, and the first thing out of her mouth was like, "Look, we just don't have enough money." And I was like, no, this is all for free. She's been a lifelong friend. She's like a sister to my wife. And so, anyways, I was like, nah, it's no big deal. It's not like that at all. And then once she finally said yes, and I said okay. I said, and then I said, do you mind if I go back and I sit down and talk to him for a few minutes? And he just, well, she said, no problem. And I told her, this is exactly what I'm going to talk to him about. I'm going to talk to him about the 3 plans: the dreamer phase, your career phase, and your retirement phase. And she had no clue what I was talking about because she's not a guy. Anyway, so I said, hey, do you mind if I go back and I talk to him about these things? Because is, to me, one of the biggest parts of about fighting is being able to control your emotions. We're all scared when we get into fights and stuff like that. The difference is with practice and training, you come and mental practice and mental training, you get to the point to where you can control some of your emotions. I still get scared. I do that all the stuff, but I know I know what to do when shit gets sideways. So I went over and I just spoke a little bit more to the young man, and she was her. My wife was like this. My wife was like, "That's my husband. That's my husband." And then after that, well, the fights were on. This was Saturday. The fights were on, and I wanted to see what happened between Usman and Edwards. And man, Edwards pulled his shit out of the fire. That head kick. Anyways, that being said, so I told him I had to leave. And I don't know if you've ever been at parties with Mexican Americans or Latin Americans. They're usually not done till like 4 or 5 in the morning, and after they have breakfast, and then they go home. But that's not how I roll. I'm not a big drinker, not a big partier. Well, anyways, so I left and came home, and my wife was so proud of me. Anyways, it's here. Here's the thing. At some point in time, I hope some of you older men consider taking a young man, if you have time and you're willing to be constructive and help him move ahead. Now, when I get the chance to talk to him, since he doesn't have a father figure in his, I'll tell him about the 3 plans, his dreamer phase, from the time where he is now a teenager till the time he's 24. I'll tell him about his career phase and the difference between a career and a job. And I'm going to tell him those first 2 phases matter whether or not he's going to be successful in his final phase of his life. And I'm going to tell him that he has to make himself valuable. I'm going to just teach him some of the things as long, and you know what? So I don't drag this out anymore. You as a man, you have to know how to fight. You and I don't have any intrinsic value whatsoever. We must make ourselves valuable. And if you can provide, that's fantastic. But if you provide and you're a coward, you are going to live a life of shame and guilt. So even if you fight and lose, you still must fight sometime in your life as a man. Whether you stand up to somebody and nothing happens, or whether you have to fight and defend somebody you love. Um, but you have to give yourself the training and tools to be able to do that. And that's all I'm going to try to do for this guy. I just can't tell you. I'm kind of excited. Uh, the only thing I usually take from my students is maybe oh, they have to give me their report cards. that's that's the only thing I require. I don't take money from these people, these families, any of the people that I help, and all that to say, I hope some of you older men, and don't sell yourself short. You have things to offer younger guys. You can talk to them about relationships, about women. You can talk to them about money. You can just young guys. We need to help the guys coming up behind us, and I'm actually enthused. So it is what it is. I'm well, anyway, pretty happy. Uh, uh, and don't abuse them. Don't treat them like crap. Don't treat them like you're some sort of a ninja warrior or anything like that. Be practical with them. They need to be encouraged. They don't need to be disciplined. They don't need to be told they're all fucked up and broke. They need to be told that, look, as a man, there are certain things that are expected out of you. And you either do them or you don't. That's it. You either have a job or career. There's 3 phases of your life. And if you don't figure that out, if you don't figure out how to manage your money, you don't figure out how not to tell on yourself, you don't figure out how to listen twice as much as you speak, then you're going to have some serious fucking problems. And it is my job as an older man learning those lessons to pass that on, to help those coming up behind me get a fair shake. It doesn't mean that he may not take my advice. He may say, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But I'm going to give it to him. So, and I'm pretty excited about that. And we got a call maybe 30 minutes ago. He wants to know if he can bring a couple of his friends. And I don't know if there's like some sort of single mothers club or something like that. But I said yes. So, anyways, uh, is what it is. Now, here's the caveat, and this is probably a legal briefing. They all had to sign they'll all have when they get there, and I told all of their mothers, and I told all the boys, hey, look, this is so you can't sue me, and unless if anyways, doesn't fucking matter. It's a limited liability uh, piece of paperwork, and that's just to protect myself, my wife, and our assets. Okay, stay safe and healthy. Take care of each other if you can. If you can't, take care of yourself. Like a fart in a G string from West Texas, El Paso. I'm out of here. Bye bye.